Hey everyone, welcome to day 10. I'm doing this as a second take because I find that when I'm speaking, I'll speak and then my mind will move before my words and I start saying the next part of my thought before actually getting out my initial thought. So this is take number 2. And this take is more so for a checklist that I'm going to be using on a month-to-month basis that I kind of do to check in with myself. And I'm using this moving forward. And whether or not you're single or in a relationship, or like me and your dad already married, happily married with kids, this is still a checklist I think that you should be using as a baseline. So the first thing is checking with yourself physically. Are you working out at least 12 times a month? So that's like 3 times a week times 4 weeks. If it's more than that, good, keep it up. If you're not at 12, I suggest you make more time to work out because your body, everyone says this all the time, but your body is the only place you have to live. And if you're not healthy and you're not doing weights or your cardio is not so good, you won't be able to concentrate at work for as long. You're going to be more subject to your impulses, like if you're hungry, et cetera, and you're not going to have the discipline to fend that off to be healthier. I think that working out has numerous benefits. We don't need to cover all those here. The second thing is, are you doing some kind of, or are you learning some kind of combat sport? This goes kind of more so for guys than it is for girls, because I think that I've said in other videos, it's a guy's duty to protect the family. And so part of that protection is knowing how to fight. And I also stress this because fighting puts you in an extremely stressful situation. And that your ability to handle stress is correlated to your ability to succeed. That could be monetarily or whatever endeavor. But if you can fight, a lot of life doesn't bother you anymore. Like a lot of stuff I hear people complaining about, it's not material to me because it's not as scary as someone trying to kick you in the face. Or now that I'm learning boxing, not as scary or as imminent as someone trying to box you or like punch you in the face, right? So life just gets a lot easier if you voluntarily put yourself in a stressful situation. Part of this, I would branch out and say goes into gunfighting. If you want to learn how to defend yourself, you need to practice with your tools under stress. So that would mean going to competitions and pushing yourself that way. But I have fighting and fitness is different because I do know some people who are at the range with excellent trigger control, but really bad portion control. So you need to be taking care of both sides of that. So that's for yourself physically. I'm trying to get into the habit of meditating more. I'm doing that in the morning, but it's not as clean or as disciplined as it used to be in the past. So that's something personally I'm working on now, is more visualizing, more meditating, getting more grounded. Beyond that, ask yourself, are you expanding, or I guess a better question to ask is, are you the smartest person in your friend group? And if the answer is yes, I am, are you actively finding people to hang out with who are smarter than you? Because if you're the smartest person in your friend group and you're the average of the 5 people you hang around, the only direction you have to go is down because no one's above you and you're not meeting anyone above you. So everyone, if you're the average of the 5 people, they're just dragging you down. I heard the easiest way to become a millionaire is to hang out with millionaires. So if you're the smartest person in your friend group, you need to find and go network with people who are learning, who are more nuanced or more well-versed in business or finance, et cetera, and hang out with them, learn how they think, take their ideas, and offer value. That's a whole separate topic for when you're networking, et cetera. But check in with that. Are you the smartest person in your friend group, or are you one of the smartest in your friend group? It means you need to add smarter people to your friend group. The next thing I would say is check in with, if you have a girlfriend or significant other, or in my case, my wife, how many dates have you been on this month? And how many of those dates have been in the love language of your significant other? So, for example, I know my wife's love language is quality time. So it doesn't matter if I buy her a bajillion gifts, that's not going to mean as much as me giving her quality time when we spend time together. So if you don't know the love language of your significant other, then I would suggest finding that out. So when you do hang out with them, it's in a fashion that is most rewarding for them. If you don't have a girlfriend or are looking, this is a whole separate topic. If you're not looking yet, or you don't have a significant other, but you are looking, make sure you write a list of all the qualities you want in your spouse or person you're going to date before you start going on dates. It is not advisable to go grocery shopping while you are hungry. Do not do that. You end up in tough situations. And then the last thing is, how many books or seminars or classes have you taken in the last month? The answer should not be 0. There should be at least 1. Maybe you saved up for that weekend. Maybe you saved up for that book. Maybe you're trying to get through that book, et cetera, et cetera. But you should always be growing your knowledge and checking month to month. Did I read a book this month? Did I not? Did I attend classes that are outside? Some of you guys are in school. Your school classes don't really count. Like, you need to spend time outside of the school curriculum to do that. For us who are working, this, like, you're working your 9 to 5, you're like kind of working on a skill, but not really. So you have your 9 to 5 job or whatever job you're working, and then you need to be building skills on top of that to make yourself more valuable to the marketplace. Because if you don't, and you just learn what's on your job, you're going to be stuck there, and it's going to be a lot harder for you to progress if you don't keep stacking skills. So overall, check in with yourself physically. How are you doing? Check in with yourself for fighting. Are you keeping on top of that? Check in with your friend group. Are you the smartest person in your friend group, or are you actively adding people to the friend group who are smarter than you? Check in with your significant other. Are you guys going on dates? And are you doing it in the love language that matters to them? And then check in with your skills. Are you building yourself outside of the normal, what is required of you? This is day 10. I kind of feel a lot of pull in this direction, so I might be doing more of this and kind of expansive in this area. But that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow.